Hi everyone, we need to talk. That sounds really serious, doesn't it? We need to talk. Like this weekend, it's my second ever World Championships in this sport. I almost went to a World Championships when I was a junior with British cycling, but I didn't make the cut. That was first reserve. And the last 2 years, including this year, so this year and last year, I'm representing and did represent Great Britain at the esports cycling World Championships, which is kind of new, right? It is kind of new, and 5-6 years ago I didn't think that I would be in this kind of spot. Hang on, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place now. I've started off on the wrong foot. I mean, the last couple of weeks have been hard. I've not wanted to make a video like this. When I say a video like this, I mean directly talking to camera, or just a video that's like nothing is happening in this video other than me talking to you through a camera. And it's difficult because the winter for me always used to be like I would go away and I would spend a couple of weeks or a couple of months training in warmer climates and, you know, not having any responsibilities, and I would be riding with a team, I'd be riding with people who are also as driven as me and all that stuff. And then that stopped, and, you know, I found this indoor training tool or racing platform, as it were, which is, you know, Zwift. And I know that many of you out there, you're in the same position as me. You know, you use it like pretty much daily throughout the winter. But, you know, now I've got responsibilities, now I've got other stuff to do, and riding my bike is no longer like the biggest priority. I mean, it is, but there are other things that kind of fill your space. And, you know, for one reason or another, you know, the last couple of weeks, because of the World Championships and because of like the pressure I put on myself and however you want to say it, like I want to do my best performance there that I know I can be capable of in February, which is obviously very early in the year. None of my other goals this year come anywhere near like where we are now. Like we're talking months away. So for me to be in some sort of peak shape now has always been very difficult for me. My peak shape was notoriously when I was racing, and I was road racing heavily, you know, as early as March, April, May. My natural peak, shall we say, used to come like quite far into the summer, like sometimes August. And you might find that you're the type of person that really struggles to get going in like February, but is like firing on all cylinders come like, you know, July. Not just because of the weather, but like, you know, lots and lots of factors. But going back to what I said earlier about like the preparation for this World Championship, like things have gone great. Like I've been doing, you know, all-time personal best powers indoors, you know, ranging from 10-second sprints to 40-second long efforts, you know, 4 to 5 minute efforts. Repeatability has been quite decent as well, considering. And I'm like looking forward to this opportunity to race these 3 races on Zwift to decide who's going to be world champion. But the hardest bit has been like putting time into the YouTube channel, and ever since, you know, ever since what I call the hype period for the videos and the channel and like the views and everything else, that really kind of hit a peak in October when we do, you know, the British Hill Climb series and then the championships. There's a lot of like downtime after that, and it always like, it's really hard for me to step away and reset. And what that does, what that racing period does, is it shows me like this is what the channel is capable of doing as a small channel, and trying to reach people and trying to, like, you know, give people a leg up, or, you know, just a channel that people can just watch for entertainment, whatever. But then in the winter, it sort of sort of changes direction, and we go down this route of like indoor riding, indoor racing, which this channel technically, you know, grew massively during lockdown because of all the live streaming I was doing. But I sometimes feel like I lose you, the viewer, that doesn't watch the racing's not interested in that. And it's always a tough balance between the two, because I know a lot of cycling YouTubers, they don't put a lot of weight on the Zwift stuff, or, you know, the indoor stuff. Whereas because of the competition, or because of the performance level I attain, or try to attain, or try to maintain, whichever way you want to look at it, it gives me that competitive edge, or it scratches that itch. But to balance the two is very difficult. Like, to balance this and the live streaming is very difficult because of the, not so much physically, I think mentally, like trying to make things interesting, or trying to make things just or just trying to be consistent. It's very difficult to be consistent as well, because there's so many things I'm trying to get right, building up to something as big as what the World Championships could be. And that's where I feel like I don't want to leave people high and dry. In other words, I don't want to leave you high and dry. You're the ones that are watching these videos, and maybe you don't watch the live streams. Maybe you do, but, you know, as a producer, as a content creator, I don't really know what you watch and what you don't watch, you know, because the only way I would know is if there was comments or if there was likes. And, you know, to a certain extent there is, but as a content creator, you're always left wondering, like, are you trying to get across what you want to get across as best as possible? So that's kind of where my headspace has been the last couple of weeks. So performance wise, you know, and my cycling has been incredible, but the other side, and when I say the other side, I mean, like, the only thing that's really taken a hit, I feel, is the videos. And I just wanted to put this out there and say that, you know, in a short video, to say that I want to, as soon as this weekend is over and we're done with the championship, I want to get back into a routine with this, because this is very, very important to me. And the viewer is very, very important to me, you as the viewer. So I want to get back into that routine once I've had a couple of days to reset after the World Championships, because as an athlete, more than a content creator, more than a coach, or more than anything, as an athlete, when I'm sure a lot of you can relate to it, but when you're functioning so highly, when you're right on the edge of what you're capable of doing, or what you're functioning at, you've got to let that pressure valve release. You know, whether that be work, or whether that be, you know, the stuff you do on the bike, performance wise, like whatever it may be. So thank you for being patient. And, you know, I've not lost the motivation per se. I've just lost the ability to spread my focus amongst lots of things because of the build up to this one thing. So, like I said, afterwards we'll get back to the videos, get back to that usual content you're used to seeing, with lots of gravel riding adventures coming up, but also the road side of things, preparation for events this year, try and help you guys prepare for it as well, whatever that may be. But yeah, thanks for sticking with it, and I'll be back very soon with some proper videos.